Hello and welcome to Nintendo Podcast System episode 52 with myself, Matthew Gibson, and Jack Gorn.
Hello! We're back!
We're back. I remember last year when, after I'd done my A-level, they were like, okay, yeah, I'm back. And then, so the whole crew's back again, and then suddenly, no. Then we started taking bigger breaks since uni started for me.
Gaps in places, and it was normally around the summer because we all got really busy and doing things and stuff. And Sam does a lot of comic cons and things like that, so he can't find any free time over weekends, and then he's at work. And I've been away for a while, and now I'm back, so it should be okay for a few weeks. But then Matt's, you're just about to finish uni.
About to finish my first year, which will be good because then it's 3 months off. So hopefully I can write some stuff.
Which is cool, because there's loads of people that want you to write for them.
Nintendo Village were very kind to let me write that massive Mario Kart list. So
yeah,
I'll
definitely
probably go back. But I need to try and work on my own place. That's what I want to try and do. If I could manage to get that sorted over the summer, then I'd be pretty set. Anyway.
If you haven't seen the article on nintendovillage.com.co.uk, whatever one it is.
I think so. Let me just check. I think it is .com.
Okay. But if you haven't seen it yet, go and have a look there, and you'll find Matt's article and there's loads of other articles and stuff on there. So there's a nice, quick, early, cheap plug. So there you go, Nintendo Village. Enjoy it.
Good content. The nintendovillage.com. Or Village Nintendo on Twitter. They're good folk. Good stuff.
Go check them out.
Oh yeah. Right, so for this episode we've got a fair chunk of news. I think definitely worthy news.
It's that pre-E3 news, isn't it? So it's getting kind of leaks everywhere, and we don't know if they're real or fake or not, but
that's
it's
true.
Interesting.
Of course, the new Pokémon games. Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. That was a big, not conundrum, but a big thing.
Yeah.
That happened at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. in the morning over here. We'll also be talking about what have we been playing, as well as our hopes and predictions for Nintendo's E3 this year, which I'm sure will be a very exciting discussion. As Jack comes to terms with the fact that there may not be any Star Fox, because just kidding. I'm just I don't know. I'm just in a weird mood right now because I've got a cold. Apologies for that. So I may not be my best. Anyway, I'm doing alright somehow. But
so
as the episode goes on, then my
there might be longer breaks.
Lower. Yeah, longer breaks. And then after that, it's just the typical questions and shoutouts. So, Jack, what is our music for this episode?
I haven't really chosen anything specific, but seeing as I've been playing lots of Hyrule Warriors recently, I think we'd start off with that. Some music from that. I don't know what, but you know what it is, so there we go.
I'll surprise you.
Surprise us. But the audience already heard it, so they're not surprised. So they know. We're going to go around in circles
for
here.
You, Jack, when you first hear it.
I'm surprised.
Wow, that was a very good track.
Yeah, it was a very good track. Wow, it was such a surprise.
Cool. Right. So with that, that is all the formalities, isn't it? Because I often forget, then I'm like, oh crap, before we move on, I actually forgot this one little thing. But I think I've done everything.
You've actually covered it all this time. Good job.
Okay, yeah. So with that, let's move on to the next section. Right, so this is the news section right now. There's, as I said, we've got a healthy chunk. Are we going to go any... I guess we should save the Pokémon for last.
Oh, I think so.
Because that's going to be the big one.
There's so much to talk about for that.
Right. So let's start off with some leaks, because we all love rumours and leaks, don't we, Jack?
Unless you're a plumber.
Very true. Well, no, that means that you've got a job to do, so you get paid.
Oh, that is true. Okay, yeah,
so,
I suppose that is true.
Unless you're a gaming fan and don't want
Unless
to
you're
be
a
spoiled on
duck.
anything.
Ducks don't like leaks because they got duck pancakes and stuff.
Wow, that's a really far-fetched one.
I get it. Yeah, well done.
Right. So, probably, well, we all knew that like the Pokemon games were leaked, but we'll get onto that when we reach the Pokemon games. But this one does have some credibility to it. So what we are seeing is a sort of planned guide for Nintendo's E3 booth. So like it comes with the games and how many demo places there are for these games. But they are, apart from one, they are all third-party focused. So we have got Dragon Ball FighterZ, Fortnite, that's a big one. Monster Hunter, Generation X.
Yeah, I think it's the cross one, isn't it? Yeah.
FIFA 19, Killer Queen Black, named after a great stand from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Starlink, Battle for Atlas, Paladins, Champions of the Realm, Overcooked 2, and Mario Tennis Aces. The thing that makes this credible. Sorry, I'm getting all my words flustered up. I'm sorry.
That makes a change.
Yeah. So wow. The thing that makes this credible is that Game Explain have confirmed that they have heard similar things as well as Destructoid, right?
Yeah.
That is how you
There's
say
been lots of this flown around the internet at the moment that this is actually could be genuine, which is strange.
Yeah, I think there is like because I think in Game Explain when they mentioned about the Killer Queen Black, I think that's a game that hasn't been actually announced yet, but on the Killer Queen's official site, their icon and banner have gone all black, so that lends credibility to the fact that like that could be hinting at title. So this could be real, which I'm perfectly fine with, because at the end of the day, these are just games that have already been announced. They're just the fact that like they're just ports. So it would ruin the initial surprise, but there's no like. If it was like the new Star Fox game getting like revealed, sort of like the Mario Rabbids thing from last year, I would be quite annoyed. But since these do seem to be relatively alright, and I'm fine like hearing about it first, especially because it's a good lineup. That's the thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not too sure about Paladins because I'm pretty sure that's just a mobile game. But
Paladins
the rest of them on.
Paladins is sort of like, it's got a lot of flack for being like an Overwatch clone, but apparently there has been like a fair amount of difference between it.
Okay.
I think before it was like a free-to-play game, sort of like what Fortnite Battle Royale is. So to see it come to Switch is quite good, because as much as I do love Overwatch, and as much as I would love Overwatch on the go, I don't think Switch will be a great platform for it, like hardware-wise, personally.
Yeah. It's a bit of a strange one, that one, myself. I'm not too sure. But everything else on the list, I think would be pretty exact. I mean, Dragon Ball FighterZ, they were sort of rumoured of that coming when it was initially released, and nothing seemed to turn up for the Switch. Fortnite is on basically every platform you can put, even your toaster by the end of the week, I'm sure.
Probably.
It's Monster Hunter's already been... Yeah, I know, it's great though. There's lots of things with Fortnite though. We were talking in the Basingstoke chat recently that if there was a way to get a local play option of Fortnite to play on the Switch, that would be a game changer for a lot of people. If you have like an 8-player jump from a ship from a plane and then just land on the island, just 8 people.
Oh, just I feel like the island is too big for just 8 people though.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
If they could do a thing where like everyone is connected to the internet and they all squad up, like 4-player.
Yeah.
That
of
could be
course you
something.
do that. Yeah, at least you could be in the same room playing on your own like handheld Switch or whatever. It's got good potential as an idea.
Oh yeah, I think the other thing is like it's portable as well because it is on the iOS, but you're using the touchscreen to control.
Yes.
Whereas with the Switch, you still have the buttons intact, so you can still play like proper Fortnite on the go. Which
that's the problem. Is like, what kind of version will it be? Would it be a purpose built for the Switch version, or would it be the more like the mobile version, like you're saying? But I think either way, I think it's an interesting idea to get Fortnite onto the Switch if possible, and then playing with other console owners like they do with Rocket League and the Xbox stuff like that. Because that's a big thing that seems to be turning up a lot more now. Minecraft is very close to being adding their updates so you can play together and stuff. So that'd be cool to see if that happens at E3. Who knows? But for the rest of this list, though, we've got Monster Hunter, which has already been confirmed.
Yeah, that's already generating a fair amount of hype.
I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm going to be a little bit lost in translation. The fact that I've played it previously on the 3DS. And I've also been playing lots of Worlds on the Xbox. Right. I think going back at like a version might be a bit of a strange move for me personally. But I'm hoping that the Switch version is pretty cool and that you can play with other people on 3DS as well is an interesting thing. But I think that's a definite one to be on the list of ones they'll show off, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
FIFA 19 was another FIFA.
It's FIFA, but like that's still promising that EA are still committed to supporting the Switch.
Still committed to supporting it. Yeah, that's definitely true. I hope they put more effort into this version of FIFA than they did to the previous version because it was awful. But Killer Queen Black I've not really heard of, and Starlink I've not really heard of either. To be honest, so I'm interested to find out.
I'm pretty much the same, but Overcooked 2. It's quite interesting because I haven't played the first one myself, but I know that is quite semi-popular.
I've got a few friends that have played it before. I had a quick go, and it's an interesting one, but I just don't see how what you could do with the second one kind of thing. I don't know what change. Warrant it having a second version, but it seems quite a popular multiplayer game at the time, so maybe that's the sort of thing they're going for. Maybe they change it up a little bit in that platform, but. Who knows? And Mario Tennis Aces is already available as a demo.
Yeah. That was pretty much a given anyway, because it's close to the release.
Yes, absolutely. We expect something of that at E3 because it's going to be coming very soon anyway. But of this list, I think you could quite easily say that a lot of those could be quite genuine titles rather than some really like ones that everyone actually. There's no like Mother 3 or something stupid like that on there. It's like I think this one is quite a conservative list that you could actually be true in a way. But
it's like that middle ground between a quite safe league, but also quite out there with stuff like Overcooked 2 and Killer Queen Black.
Yeah, definitely. I think Fortnite's the only one that's like I'm not so sure what they'll do with it.
I'm not sure because I mean, like it's on iOS, so if it runs on iOS, it must surely be able to run on the Switch as well.
Yeah, but I think the main argument a lot of people have been saying about that is having the microphone set up that the Switch has.
Right.
Will that basically not be able to do that without having the stupid setup through the mobile?
That's a fair point.
It's kind of the thing that will drag people away from it. But at the same time, if you can play local play or you can play together online, I don't think that's not much of a problem. And of course, we've also got things like Discord, which everyone gets around now. So it's kind of a non-problem now. But
I think
it's.
I was especially on with local play because the actual main mode, or at least what Fortnite was supposed to be in the first place, was like the zombie survival thing.
Yeah.
But then it hooked up to Battle Royale and then it just completely blew up because it's a free PUBG, pretty much.
Well, Battle Royale is free, and the story mode is like, I think 25, 30 quid, something like that.
I think so. Let me check.
Something around there, anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think lots of people are playing that now, and that's global. It's gone. It's on news articles everywhere. There's like, mums trying to get kids to stop playing it and things, and it's just that global phenomenon. And I think to get it on the Switch is another few million players for them. So I think, why wouldn't they, kind of thing? But it's just Is it too good to be true, though?
Sorry, I'm not sure. In all honesty, I was just looking at the Amazon price for Fortnite PS4.
Yeah.
Took me ages to get to the box copy. Could be yours for the low price of £1,000.
Wow.
No joke. This is actually on Amazon.
Much.
The digital version is like 50 quid, but yet the physical edition is £1,000. I think it's because like everyone just gets the free one anyway, so that may have become really rare.
That sounds really odd. Yeah, I don't think that's right.
I'm not sure. That's what it says here.
I don't know if you heard this week actually, Matt. There was a game that developers which were putting out a DLC package. I think it was like a spaceflight game for the PC. I can't remember what it was actually called.
Okay.
But they were putting out a DLC. The DLC itself was a £30,000 package. Yeah, so you actually had to pay this to get the actual DLC, and I don't even know what it unlocked in the game. I hope it like gives you the
loot boxes,
the whole game. Loot boxes, yeah, that's it. Literally all loot boxes. 30 grand's worth, just one box. You get a custom skin. Wow.
Who knows?
But that's one way to make money for developers. Because stupid people will pay it.
All right, so that pretty much wraps it up for that piece of news.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
I think they're all likely, highly likely. I
think this is a fair leak. Like, of course, we're getting like a lot of leaks nowadays, but I think the fact that like a site like Destructoid was like, oh yeah, we've heard things like this, then yeah, I think there is definitely some credibility to this.
I've seen lots of other leaks this week. I don't know if you've been trying your best to find as many Smash like characters that are going to be in the next game. There's been lots of leaks for the characters which then end up in.
I think there was one potential leak. I can't remember a while back, but there was
there was one this week. A guy showed off. It basically looked like a video of the like intro to like their trailer.
Oh, is this the one that like I replied to?
Yeah,
I didn't even see that, but I was like, yeah.
But they had credits added on it, and it said like Konami and Disney for some reason.
Disney,
and it was just like,
I think Disney maybe because of Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
That was the most likely one, but it could be literally anyone. I think Mickey Mouse though could actually be a potential one. The fact that he's had some games on the console, you know. On
the console, yeah, but not on Smash. No. That'd be bonkers if Mickey gets in there.
I wouldn't go beyond them because, you know, Nintendo basically started out as a card company doing like cards with Disney characters on, so there is a connection there. So
that's super niche though, and I don't think Sakurai would go for that.
It would be crazy.
Yeah. That would be definitely crazy if Mickey Mouse got in, but not Sora. I think there'd be a lot of upset fans.
Amazing, love it.
Yeah, the one where it said September 14th.
Yes.
Personally, I wouldn't mind if that was true. Then yeah, I wouldn't mind, mainly because it comes around near my birthday, because that'd be quite cool. But that means I'd have to wait a week till I get it, because my mum would never allow me. Well, not actually. Well, it depends on if I have the money. If I don't have the money, then yeah, I'd have to wait.
You have to put a pre-order in and just get it straight away. You know?
I know, but like, my mum's very touchy about saving stuff until my birthday. That's the thing. Anyway, right. I think the leak for Smash that has made some sense, or at least has gained some traction, is that like there's rumors that there are 3 characters coming. Not only these 3, but 3 characters will be Ice Climbers, Ridley, and Simon Belmont.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that floating about, and I don't know. I mean, Ridley's the one that sort of puts me off, if I'm honest. I know people want him in there, but I just don't think he'll really fit, if I'm honest.
I'm not sure. Because I think, like, so Konami, so we had Snake and Brawl.
Yeah.
But I think Simon may work well as, like, a retro rep. But I think we are definitely going to get Takamaru instead. From...
Yeah.
It was an assist trophy in Smash 4. Anyway.
Yes. I remember, yeah.
So I think Takamaru will be the new Retroret, because he has gained a lot of fans since being an assist trophy. So I think he is next in line. Sam Belmont, I wouldn't actually mind, because I think he is somewhat iconic enough of a character. I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. Because what game's that from? That's from
Castlevania.
Castlevania, of course. Yeah. And he's one of those ones that like everyone sort of remembers from the NES era of Castlevania, and like big character that everyone like as a nostalgia sort of thing. That would probably work very well. I don't know if Konami still own the rights to Simon Belmont or not. I don't know.
I probably do, because I think it's still a Konami franchise.
That could be the other thing. They could say, "Oh, Konami are going to be involved, but it's not going to be Snake. It's going to be Simon Belmont," and I don't know if that would annoy people or not. So.
I think Snake probably has a lower chance because it was Hideo Kojima's character, right?
Well,
and the reason he was included in Brawl was because Hideo requested Sakurai for him to be in Smash.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely like a personal connection between Kojima and Snake, and I don't think Sakurai would want to taint that, but like... So the next piece of news, Team Sonic Racing has been officially announced for release this winter.
Yeah. Another Sonic Racing game.
Well, it will probably be better than Forces, so, you know, you shouldn't be complaining too much.
Yeah, we will. It's funny because it's true.
I think it's made by Sumo Digital, who were the people behind the Sonic and All-Stars racing series.
Yeah.
And apparently, according to an interview, they'll be bringing back old characters. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Okay.
So probably like
Football Manager. Yeah, Football Manager was a character in one of the racing games, and he basically had like a football for a head, I think it was. So it was really stupid.
Bonkers.
Yeah. Alex Kidd was always in one of them as well, I remember.
Oh yeah.
Which was pretty cool.
Yeah, because Alex Kidd is quite from the Master System, right?
Yeah, sure. Basically, yeah. He was the mascot before Sonic for Sega, but they changed when the 90s got cool. You know?
Wasn't he like a real life NASCAR racer?
I think it was based off of that. Yeah, someone like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure.
And there was Wreck-It Ralph in there as well.
I think that was just for the one-off, and Banjo-Kazooie as well, if you remember.
Oh, yeah, and the Xbox 360 version, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting. They did some sneaky reveals on the Sonic channel, not showing much off, and then all of a sudden they just leaked it. Right. Well, it was leaked elsewhere by other news teams and things before they just released it themselves. So another one of those leaked. Better put it out there quick before they all realise, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Make it official. But yeah, if you like those games, I'm sure you'll enjoy the next one. Probably much the same. It's a Mario Kart but with Sonic, basically. What more can we say?
Not much. I think there's definitely. I think this will be quite good because I think there is like a big enough following from the All Stars racing series for it to like this to be good, and I think this does have potential. I hope it does at least.
Well, I'd hope so. What more they could develop into the game, I don't know.
That's true.
What other characters could they sneak in there? I mean, they have tried to sneak a few past and present Sega characters in there. I know there's some like crazy taxi characters, Billy Hatcher.
Well, like I think they'll be sticking to Sonic characters because it's not under the All Stars branding. That's the thing.
Okay. So what Sonic characters from yesteryear? They could probably have Mighty and
yeah,
Ray.
I was just thinking that Mighty and Ray, Big the Cat, my favourite, Vector the Detector. Yeah, that'd be cool. Do you know what would be wild is that if they get in the 3 variations of Sonic, so you have modern Sonic, which is the one already used. You guys have classic Sonic, and then you guys have Sonic Boom Sonic.
God.
That'd be wild. No, because I think the TV show was received relatively well.
Bring back Tails doll.
That's true. Right. The next one is Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle Donkey Kong Adventure.
Yes.
God, this looks good.
I've not seen much of this actually, so you have to sort of tell me what's going on so far.
So this is the big DLC adventure to Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which I think they announced that they were definitely doing like a big story themed DLC. Like I think when they was first shown off. But just like I think about a week ago, they finally released footage of this new DLC. I think it should be launching at the end of the month, so by the end of June. So we could be seeing some more at E3. But yeah, so basically what it is that it's quite a lengthy one as well. I think they said around about 10 hours to complete, which is quite chunky for a DLC.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
No. So basically you play with... So you have three characters. So you have Donkey Kong, Rabbid Peach, and Rabbid Cranky Kong, which is a bit wild.
Yes, I saw the Rabbid Cranky Kong.
Yeah. So Donkey Kong seems to be quite unique. So his main weapon is actually just slamming the ground with his fists.
Right, okay.
So it's like an area of effect sort of thing. He does have his like banana ring, I think it is. So it's like a boomerang sort of weapon. So I think that could be quite lead to some fun strategy. But Donkey Kong also can pick up enemies, just chuck them.
Okay.
So that seems really wild, and he could also climb across vines. So basically, he seems to be a very interesting character. So I think being the star of this DLC, I think they've made him play very uniquely. Rabbid Peach functions the same as she does in the main game, it seems. And Rabbid Cranky Kong, his main weapon is like a crossbows. So, and when he gets when he performs a team jump, when he gets thrown into the air, he like shoots down Link style onto the ground. It's quite cool. Right. Just watch it for yourself, because you know me, I'm just god awful at just explaining stuff. But yeah, it looks super good, especially for DLC. I think this, along with the Octo expansion for Splatoon 2, I think this could be... Those two are probably like some of the best DLC I've ever seen in a very long while. I mean like a long while. I think the last time...
Mario Kart 8 DLC probably the best bit. I mean, I don't know... Breath of the Wild?
Breath of the Wild was good, but I don't think it was quite as like groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Whereas like Splatoon 2's and Mario & Rabbids DLC seems to be like greatly expanding the core ideas.
Yeah. The DLC for Rabbids, do you know?
How much?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. There's definitely season pass. I'm not sure. Let me have a check here. So,
if there's a season pass, you reckon there'll be more DLC to come for this game?
I think because they've had the season pass, I think since launch. Because you also got like, so there's a gold edition coming, so that's an extra 10 quid from the base game.
Right.
Yeah, so like the core game on Amazon is just over 35 quid, whereas the gold edition will be 50 quid. Yeah, so it'll be launching on June 26th.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm about to look into that because I didn't pick up the first time.
Yeah, so like the gold edition will probably be your best bet, probably. So let's see. So the season pass, the pixel pack grants you 8 weapons and 8-bit visuals. Steampunk pack unlocks 8 weapons with steampunk style. Ultra challenge pack features 8 ultra hard challenges. In addition, find a new co-op campaign with 5 co-op maps featuring chain jumps, tornadoes, boos, and pyroclasts. And then, of course, there's the Donkey Kong DLC, which is what everyone wants. Yeah, I'd say definitely pick it up because it was really good. I haven't gone back to it since beating it.
Right.
But yeah, I'll probably definitely be picking up this DLC. And the music used is a great rendition of the Donkey Kong Island theme. Jungle Hijinks, of course, composed by Grant Kirkhope. Again, he did a fantastic job. Once again. Right.
I follow him on Twitter. I mean, I've
He's a legend.
Yeah, his battles with the other developer of the game. I mean, David
Soriani, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
They have a bit of banter. Yeah.
Constant battles between them over Twitter is great. It's well worth a follow for those, just for those two.
Right. Moving on, we've got more news on Mega Man 11. Is releasing on October 2nd, along with, I think, maybe worldwide, an amiibo.
Yes.
Not sure what it does quite yet, but Mega Man 11 does look quite good. It's got quite good previews. Yeah, it seems to be Mega Man, which seems that people all want instead of Mighty Number 9.
I mean, everyone wants it, but they just want it to be good as well. That's a problem.
I think
we just don't at this point.
Yeah, I think it will definitely be quite good, because I think when 9 and 10 launched, they went completely back to basics. So you had like no slidings, no power shots or anything, whereas like 11 is a proper continuation with like new graphics and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think it is one that like people do generally want from a Mega Man game. So I think that'll be quite good.
What I found interesting in this is the fact they've gone back to the original Mega Man rather than go to like Mega Man X.
Right.
And maybe make that sort of series, or make another new series altogether, which they've done a few times with like Origins, which is like the 3D version. But yeah, it's nice to see they're continuing it and retry going back into the old scene and hopefully remaster a classic game into something brilliant for the future. But I've just not had that much of a go with Mega Man games altogether.
Right.
So I've played little bits here and there, and I never really got into them because I know a lot of the real like previous ones, like 2, 3, and 4, are really tough games. All of them are like aren't easy to play, and it's one of those definitely for a hardcore audience to get through these games, definitely. But it's still great to see an old classic coming back every time. This time it's an actual remake, not like an actual like copy from a previous game. It's an actual
new thing. Yeah,
it's a good thing to see. Because there's been lots of this at the moment where they're just re-releasing the same game from previous and maybe add a little bit here and there for a lot of the developers. And it's just a little bit frustrating now how many ports and things we are getting, especially for the Switch at the moment. It's as good as they are, and as nice as it is to go out and play these on the go and stuff and play in different ways and things, it is also very frustrating. So, but this is good. I'm looking forward to this, and I probably will pick this up when it does come out in October 2nd. So, looking forward to it.
Moving on, we've got a possible beta mine of a brand new competitive game mode for Splatoon 2.
Okay.
So if you do want to go on ahead, then please do. So this has been... So the news So the tweet I'm looking at is from Splatoon News, which itself has received news from at Oatmeal Dome and at Simon1844. Okay, I can see you're watching it right now. So,
yeah.
I am as well. Sound is on. Anyway, so basically, they found texts, right, and placeholders and stuff like that within the game's files.
Yeah.
So the mode is called Rocket, which I think actually was dated a fair while ago. I think, or at least under the same name, even before Clan Blitz was a thing.
Okay.
So basically the main idea is that a rocket spawns in the middle of the stage. Since we don't have a model in the game yet, I used a wooden box as a placeholder. I basically want to shoot at it. Shooting the vulnerable point of the rocket activates it. After a short time it will launch into the sky towards the opponent's base. So it's sort of like it's a similar thing where you've seen before, sort of like Tower Control and Rainmaker, where you're pushing the ejector towards the enemy base.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when the rocket launches, a nozzle will drop apparently, and it can be used as a weapon similar to the Rainmaker. Moving on. So
it's basically like a sort of capture the flag, but with a rocket box moving.
I guess so.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Best way to describe it.
Yeah. So as the rocket advances, it requires more damage in order to launch. So some more ink has to be covered in order for it to launch. We could help with dealing, with balancing. And I think the more you do.
It's like tower control, but it's a moving platform rather than an actual. I mean, it moves into certain areas rather than moving constantly the whole time on the line. It can move into different areas of the map and closer to the opponent, depending who's winning and who's losing, kind of thing.
So delaying the rocket launch will cause it to land a shorter distance than it normally would. So you've always got to be on the ball with it. So that could be quite interesting. You will lose control of the rocket if you take too long to launch it. The closer the rocket gets to the enemy spawn point, the lower your count will drop. Launching the rocket at a 20 count will result in a knockout, presumably because it's too short of a time. I've got a noise in, sorry. So this is actually quite surprising because I thought Clan Blitz would be the last of it.
Yeah.
We've got a full
been saying for a while there's going to be more content coming for Splatoon, so it's interesting that they've data mined this and found this in the game.
Yeah, I feel like my theory was because I think they promised a new content coming quite often, for the first year, and the Splatfest being continued for another year. So we'll keep on having Splatfests, but for actual updates and new content, I think it will be ending in July, probably. I think with the Octo expansion. I think when that comes out, that'll probably mark the end of new content for Splatoon 2.
I don't think they will,
Really?
I know they only gave it a year on the Wii U, but that's because the Wii U was basically dying anyway.
I think they did confirm, during last year's Splatoon 2 Direct, I think they did confirm that updates were coming for a year, but we may be seeing a bit more.
I mean, that could change at any point.
That's true. Because it has been a really good seller. So I could see them changing their minds. Yeah, so I think this is good. I'm happy. I think there's definitely still changes that they could definitely do to the core game, like being able to choose the mode you want to play.
Yeah, definitely.
Or at least, not have every stage the same 2 stages every 2 hours, stuff like that. I think they could definitely work on the core infrastructure of the online space of Splatoon. So hopefully we'll get that in Splatoon 3.
Maybe.
There's definitely going to be a sequel, there's no way they're just going to sleep on it, It all depends on the question of when we'll be getting it, though. Because I think they wanted Splatoon 2 out for early in Switch's life to get their sales, whereas Splatoon 3 may be probably 3 or 4 years off, sort of like Mario Kart time spans.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking so maybe 2020 we'll be seeing the next Splatoon, I think. Right, so
my thought for this quickly though. You remember the first statement on this new part that will be shown at E3 would be shock the world.
Oh,
Splatoon is going to have. Well, I was talking about this on Twitter, and I was thinking, do you reckon that's a literal thing? Could they be adding something else revolving around the zapfish or eels, shocking the world? I don't know.
Maybe that's the new mode they were talking about.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're going to be calling it. I don't know, but it seems a bit strange, doesn't it? That they've basically called it shock that it's going to shock the world, and why is it going to shock the world? And we don't know why. This is just it. It doesn't seem like there's everything to it. I think there's something else there.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait to see what it is. I'm really excited for what they're going to show off.
It is very interesting because, like, I think, whilst I did say that it was like maybe ranked mode, this is a completely new icon.
Yeah.
So definitely could be something new. So what was the rumored date?
I'm not sure on that one, mate, if I'm honest.
9th of June, so this Saturday. So maybe around about this Friday our time, maybe?
Yeah.
Anyone? Since then, Nintendo did... So since the original news broke out, they Nintendo did come out because the news broke out through Karo, I believe.
Okay.
Which is, of course, a magazine that I think many of our viewers or listeners rather, may know for leaking early Pokemon information before we got the official trailers. So Nintendo have stated that although we do not normally comment on rumours and speculations, we can confirm that, contrary to the rumours circulating since yesterday, the Japanese weekly magazine in question has not written any article about an announcement related to Splatoon for June 9th, with which it is a baseless rumour. Shortly after the statement, however, an image from Karo magazine appeared with the very same shocking announcement tease.
Maybe they got their sources from the wrong place.
Maybe. But I think that's just like damage control on Nintendo's part. I think they could definitely be something.
Could be.
Because I think like if they go out of the way to deny it, I think that just adds to the speculation. But the other thing as well is like I believe they said something about shocking the world of Splatoon in general, not just Splatoon 2. So people are saying, oh, could this be like a proper anime adaptation, which I would personally love if they got it to be like on Crunchyroll or something, a proper shonen anime of Splatoon. I think that I would love that. I would be fine if that was the announcement. Yeah, it's really weird because I think it can. All bets are off, pretty much. I guess.
Yeah.
When it comes to this, because it really can be anything.
We'll just have to wait and see. That's the thing. We can't really do a lot about it now, and all this speculation and stuff because people are excited about it and trying to get magazines read and articles read and getting those views on it. But it's just like it's this point in it that everyone doesn't know what's going on really, and you could share everything about the game, and no one could read it because they think it's fake. And it's like, what is fake and what is real? We just don't know until it's actually released officially.
That is the Nintendo fans' conundrum right now.
Yeah, it's just the best example as we go into the next game in our news story. Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. The trailer drops this week for both the new games, and it must have been about 3 months ago that this was sort of mentioned as a potential game to be coming to the Switch.
I think the original leak actually came out on April 1st.
Yeah.
I think that's what I saw. Yeah.
That's why people didn't believe it because of the date it was put up. But it actually was the real footage that was on there and everything.
Yeah.
So this just goes to show that like people are putting things up on April 1st to wind people up, and it was actually real. So that's the best April Fool's joke I've ever known.
That is just
it's brilliant.
Scary.
But what do you think so far of the game, then, Matt? What you've seen on the trailer?
Personally, I think when I first saw it, it was 2 a.m. in the morning, so of course I was very excited to just see that was up because it's a new Pokemon game, especially for the first one on the Switch. I think it looks alright. More good than bad. I think the thing I'm happy with is like this isn't the future of Pokemon, because I think when I was reading those leaks a couple of weeks ago, my big fear was that this is the new direction they're taking the series as a whole. The fact that like all the new main entries will be heavily influenced by Pokemon Go. It'll be too casualized, Whereas the thing is like this is just a one-off. I think Junichi Masuda said that it's very possible that this Let's Go branding can very well run simultaneously along with the core games.
Yeah,
so we could have Gen 8 in 2019, and the next year we could have the Let's Go games for Johto.
Before we go full into that, just to sort of explain it to anyone who's been sat under a rock and don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Basically, the new Pokemon game that's been shown off is like the traditional games. You've got you go catch Pokemon, you battle and stuff like that. But it's very focused on the gameplay of like Pokemon Go, where you've basically in this game you can take a Joy-Con off the console and you use it as a controller to throw a Pokeball at the Pokemon you're catching. Very similar to what like in Pokemon Go. But this whole game, being Pikachu and Eevee, is all based in the original Kanto region, and it just looks beautiful at the moment. Like the full HD Pokemon game, not for the first time, because we've had some on the Wii U of mini games, but nothing like major franchise-wise.
Like main titles.
Yeah, but this is a great way to get players who love Pokemon Go to invest in a Switch and invest in this game. But it's also feeding the nostalgia fans that already have a Switch, the Pokemon fans that are desperate for a new Pokemon game, whatever it is. But even if the hardcore players aren't so happy about this at the moment, but it's overall, I just think it looks fantastic, and I can't wait to come out and just have something to enjoy and play on the console. Let's go Pikachu, let's go Eevee. What's first about? What one are you going to choose?
I'm team Pikachu because Pikachu is cooler.
Pikachu's cooler.
Yeah.
Cooler.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm a basic trainer. I'm sorry.
So it's coming out November 16th,
Yep.
2018.
That's a good date.
Good date. It comes with, there is an optional extra of a Pokeball Plus device, which is basically a small Pokeball which you
Joy-Con,
can use as a Joy-Con. But you can also carry it round with you and have a Pokemon in the ball with you. So what that benefits, we don't know yet.
I feel like it's going to function like the Pokewalker, like from Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That's what I'm
thinking.
Yeah,
this is what I was thinking. I'm just wondering if this is going to have some sort of connection to Pokemon Go as well, like the devices that you have for that, for like the fact you can press the button on your little buzzer to catch a Pokemon automatically. I'm just wondering if that's going to work like that as well. It's like a cross-play feature.
I'm not sure. I think it will be. I don't think it'll be like the Pokemon Go Plus thing.
No.
Where it plays the game for you.
It seems similar though, in a way, the way it's designed.
Way, yeah.
But it just haven't really gone into depth about what it does yet. So hopefully we can find out a bit more in the future. So what in the trailer as well? There's lots of other different features that you see. For instance, the walking into Pokemon. Normally you walk through tall grass and a random Pokemon comes up. This time you actually directly walk into the Pokemon you see in front of you.
That I'm fine with. I think that is an actually positive change, because especially if
it's positive for caves. It's positive for caves because you can avoid all the Zubats and just go for the Clefairies.
Hopefully.
And the Geodudes and things like that in the first Mount Moon, for example. But overall, I'm not a bit worried that this will lose some gameplay parts to it. The fact that you'd want to go for the better Pokemon every time you see it.
Yeah.
But if it's still IV system quite similar to Pokemon Go, that it's got the free attack, defense, and speed stats. Oh, HP stats, sorry. If it's based on that in the same way, maybe that would be why you can see so many Pokemon in that area, kind of thing. Maybe that's why, so you can go and collect the same Pokemon every time. I know in previous games we had the likes of chaining, where if you get so many Pokemon in a row, you've got a higher chance of getting stronger IV'd Pokemon and more chance of shiny Pokemon appearing. So that in this game would be a lot easier to do. Other features that have been announced in this trailer, Pokemon Go has a connection to the game.
Yeah, that was also part of the leaks.
You can connect to your phone, basically connect your phone to the console, and you can send Pokemon from your phone on Go to the Nintendo Switch version of the game, or whatever game you're playing. Now, this is kind of an interesting sort of aspect that this hasn't been really, nothing like this has been shown off before. The fact that you can link your mobile to your Switch in that way. It's all done through Bluetooth, the same sort of technology that they use for the Joy-Cons when they're separate is Bluetooth as well.
Yeah.
But it just seems like they could do so much more with that sort of idea. If you think the games like Animal Crossing and the Mario running sort of game they got on, and maybe they could do links with those two games as well, and maybe Fire Emblem, for example. But this is very early days, and I was like, this is quite an interesting idea, this, and there might be a bit more in-depth in the future for that, with Nintendo trying to release a few more mobile games in the future as well.
I think this is very smart, because I think the audience of the Let's Go games are a more casual audience, so people that have played Pokemon Go pretty much only, not yet experienced the proper Pokemon games. So that's the main target.
It's an easy way for them to get into the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's an easy way for them to say, it's very similar, there you go.
So it's not really the game for us, and I think what cements that fact is because they did mention that there is going to be a proper core game coming in the latter half of 2019. So they made sure to pretty much say that Let's Go isn't the new standard of the series, which makes me quite happy, because I think it is a step back from the main titles, but it's a necessary step back in order to welcome in new audiences. So I'm fine with that.
I mean, lots of people have been talking about success this week on Twitter as well, and whether it will be a success. And I'm like, there's still millions of players playing Pokemon Go. Okay, not as many as when it first started.
No.
But there's also, it was very popular at the time. Gen 1 was one of the most, was and still is the most popular and highest sold Pokemon game of all time. And just the fact that on the Nintendo, which is selling on Nintendo Switch, which is selling like hotcakes, how can this not be a success?
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a massive success for Nintendo.
Yeah, my mate Isaac, who's also on my course with me, asked pretty much the same exact question. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much in agreement right there, because I think it's the fact that it's Pokemon, it's the Kanto region, which is probably the best selling one, and the fact that it's on the Nintendo Switch. I don't think it's gonna fail anytime soon. No. It's definitely gonna be a really big title. I feel.
I can see why the real hardcore players are really frustrated and annoyed with it, and it's the fact they want to go back to playing like a hardcore Pokemon game.
Yeah.
And they expected a HD release of their own sort of idea of Pokemon, but I think this is a nice sort of saver, even if it's just for another year.
Yeah.
To get that gap filled of a Pokemon game on the Switch straight away, and at least we've got only a year to wait for the next one, which is nice to hear, and that keeps everyone excited for it.
I'd be fine with that, to be honest.
But at the same time, I think the battling in this game looks beautiful. I think it's probably the best looking battle system I think I've seen.
This is the thing, right? I think when I first saw how you caught the Pokemon, I originally groaned, but then I came around to it when I saw battling actually works, like in the main series.
Yeah.
With like 4 moves, you don't have to tap to win, that kind of stuff.
I mean, there's also co-op play in the game, for local as far as I'm aware so far. basically get with a friend each. You can have a controller, a Joy-Con each, and you can basically play the game all both together.
Yeah.
So you can. There's a part where you've basically got to throw the Pokeball at the same time, and you can get a better chance of catching the Pokemon if you both throw the ball at the same time. Don't quite understand how that works, but that's cool. Friendship is forever, yeah. But what was interesting that is the battles turn into a 2 versus 1 with the other trainer.
Yeah, which I don't think we've ever seen before.
No, we've had a few like double battles and things like that. It's kind of similar in a way. The fact that you're the one trainer and you maybe send out 2 Pokemon, but you're still effectively the only one person controlling them. But it's just interesting the fact you can have 2 separate Pokemon and they're controlled by 2 different people, so they might do 2 different things. And I'd like to see whether this develops battling wise, how well it does, kind of thing. Because there's lots of things saying that there's not going to be any online battling for this game.
Yeah, I think I definitely saw that they are definitely like not doing things like that. I think so. There's definitely no Wonder Trade. I think they confirmed that.
Okay. But with the link into Pokemon Go though, surely they wouldn't need that.
Yeah.
You can actually that link from there, and you can, because it's not been shown whether you can actually use the Pokemon you share from Pokemon Go into this new game, whether you can actually use those Pokemon in the game. They seem to go to like a park area.
Yeah, so it's probably be something like Safari Park where you transfer them into the Safari Park sort of deal, and then you catch them there. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe.
The thing is, I think, what was I going to say? I don't know.
I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm definitely going to be buying it. If you're not happy about it, don't get it. That's a simple thing you can say, really, isn't it? Lots of people have been complaining about it, but okay, fair enough. We know you're not happy about it, but let's just wait till next year, then you can get the Pokemon game you want. Until then, you can always go and get that free game that's on the Switch right now, which is Pokemon Quest.
I've seen so many mixed opinions about that.
Yeah, I can understand why. You basically press like 6 buttons. So
Joe Merrick hates it with a passion.
You don't even like control the Pokemon itself. You just use its battle moves, which is really weird. But lots of people have been kind of got really far on it. And there's shinies in the game as well, so lots of people get really intense about getting shinies and things. So whatever makes people happy, I'll leave them to it. But if you want to go buy that, I mean, go and get that now. It's on the Switch straight away. Pokemon Quest is on the store, free to play. I think there is some sort of buying aspect in the game, but I've not bought it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah. But anyway, I'm looking forward to them. What about you, Matt? Are you going to get these straight away? Or
you pretty much summed up my thoughts. I may actually wait until Christmas to get them, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I think I could wait.
Dressing up Pokemon and Team Rocket.
I think Jesse and James have got to be in this. I feel like that'd be a massive missed opportunity if they don't, because if they want to get after that nostalgia crowd, yeah, they've got to have Jesse and James in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, you pretty much
just a random one as well. In the trailer there is a Magikarp that jumps from the top of Earth.
I feel is
that a Z move?
Probably not. I think it's just like a move animation. Don't know which move it would be though.
Yeah, I can't think what it would be for Magikarp. Surely he's only got Splash and Flail.
It may be just the bumped up Splash, or maybe it may be just an event in general. Who knows?
Maybe. But that's the thing. It's
I don't think Zen moves will be in the game.
I do.
Really?
I don't think they'll be in until post game, but I think they'll be in there.
Yeah, actually, bringing that up, that's the thing I fear. Because I mean, like, Kanto is of course the most popular. And it makes sense, but the thing is like, if you're gonna have Go integration, but then find out you can only bring in Gen 1 Pokemon, but not Gen 2 or Gen 3, that's a bit annoying. You know, especially for me.
That's why I'm thinking. Yeah. Post game, like if you can get all the Pokemon from Pokemon Go,
if that's the case, then,
by that time it might be Gen 4. Yeah, but
that's cool. But the thing is, I think this looks fine, but Pokemon Go, I'm still a bit iffy on. I don't know. I know there's definitely like fans for it, but for me personally, it's just not my kind of Pokemon game.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I can understand that. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to it, and I'm definitely getting it.
I'll probably still be getting it as well. Right, so that wraps it up for the news section.
It does.
Right. Let's move on to our next section. So this is the what have we been playing section of the show right now, which, of course, we talk about the games we have been playing. Jack, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I can go first if you like, Matthew. So I've been playing 3 or 4 different games the last sort of a month or so, maybe since we last did a podcast and all that.
Yeah, definitely not over a month.
So I picked up Hyrule Warriors again, but this time for the Switch, because I had it previously on the Wii U. I was like, I'm in an RN for ages whether to get it again or not, and I was trying to resist all I could. And then I was like, well, I haven't actually played any of the Wind Waker parts in that game.
Right.
And which have won the 3DS version. There's like extra story mode and things like that was added. The Legends part, yes. And it looks really interesting from what I saw a few videos of it. And I was like, I shouldn't really buy this game, but I ended up doing it anyway. And I haven't stopped playing it for like the last week and a half or so, I think it is. But Hyrule Warriors altogether, if you've never played any of the Warriors games or anything similar, Dynasty Warriors, there's the Fire Emblem Warriors game as well on the Switch. But it's basically, you have several bases in the game, and you've got your own base, an enemy's got another base, and you want to take each keep as you go through, and then try and take the enemy's keep as well at the end. Hyrule Warriors has basically the Dynasty Warriors sort of aspect to it in gameplay, but it's all with Zelda characters, and like you start out as Link, for instance, and you meet Zelda through the story, and then it goes on from there. It sort of changed slightly the fact there's different scenarios in each of the levels. So, for instance, the first sort of scenario you come across is you're in Hyrule Field, and you've got to try and take the keeps back which have been taken already, and try and protect other people. But you've got to go and find some bombs, like you normally do in normal Zeldas. You need a certain item to do against certain enemies and things like that. Yeah. So a Dodongo from the original games and Ocarina, most notably, appears on the field, and you need to find some bombs to basically use on this guy who tries to swallow this big like fire breath sort of thing and shoots back out at you. And while he's doing that, you throw bombs in his mouth and he explodes inside. Hyrule Warriors is a little bit slightly different in gameplay wise. The fact that you get a weakness bar when he's down, and if you keep hitting that, you'll basically get a special move at the end, and it takes massive amounts of health down. So defeating that one boss in a scenario, for example, is a different way of completing the level, and that is the final objective of that first mission. There's loads of different sort of maps designed on different areas from different Zelda games. For instance, so you had Hyrule Field was the first one. We got like Hyrule Castle and surrounding fields around it. There's like the Water Temple from Ocarina.
Yep.
And the whole like Lake Hylia.
Skyloft from
Skyloft's in there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Skyloft. There's all sorts of different levels, and the added packs from this game was the Wind Waker packs, which basically gives you a Forsaken Fortress, Windfall Island, and what's the other place called where the postmen live? I can't remember. No, let's do me in. Oh my god, that'll come back to me later on. Anyway, but yeah, you get this extra map included, and it just looks fantastic in HD. It really does. It plays really, really well. I think the the actual DLC itself is probably worth it for just to play again if you've not invested yet and you've played the Wii U version, or even if you only played the 3DS version. I think it definitely adds a bit more to it. You get the Linkle character to play as, which is only on the 3DS as well. She's basically a female version of Link. She has 2 crossbows and is probably one of the better characters in the whole game, to be fair. You also get the Wind Waker characters of the King of Red Lions, which is basically the normal king who you find in... try and do this without spoiling Wind Waker for anyone who's not played it, but basically the king in that game also uses a boat for his attacks. So, and it's an interesting way they do it, things like that. But he's in there, and there's also got is it Tetra, the pirate?
Yeah, Tetra's the pirate.
She's also within the pack as well, and she's also a very excellent character and sort of very similar in a way to because she's got like a pirate cutlass, so she's basically like a pirate character. So it's slightly different playing her than it was to some of the other characters. But the whole thing of this game is the fact that it's such a grind fest to unlock everything. Yeah. It's unbelievable. Most characters have like 2 different weapons for a standard weapon slot. So, for instance, Link starts with just a basic sword and shield. He can unlock a fire rod as a second option. And he also can get other weapons later on as you go through. So, like, for instance, the Master Sword is an option he can get in the future. And some of the other characters have other options as well. There's a character called Lana who is developed for this game solely. She has a wizard's book as a first slot, and her second slot is a Deku stick she can use. Every time you use the Deku stick, you actually the Deku tree appears in some of her moves and things, and it's really weird when she's using it. It's very easy to play because all the attack moves have like option of 2 buttons, so X and Y. And it's either press X once, then press Y, press X twice, then press Y, or press X 3 times or 4 times, then press Y. So it's very easy to do the special moves in the game. And you also get other options on the controller that you get there's like a special boost bar you get. If you press A at any time when your bar is full, you use another special attack, which basically hones in all the characters you get in around you, and then does a bigger attack depending on what character you're using. But yeah, overall, I would recommend, even if you played just one of the versions, or maybe even if you've even played both the versions, I think it's worth picking up and trying on the Switch as well. I've played a lot of the game mainly on the TV. I have had a few frame drops when off of the TV, but only when there's a lot of characters on the screen. So, for instance, there's bigger boss fight characters. For instance, like I said, the Dodongo earlier, but there's also like 3 or 4 other characters from Zelda franchises. They're all quite hefty in terms of memory. So I think when there's 2 or 3 of them on the screen at once, the Switch does start to sort of chug a little bit when it, like in frames. So it's a little bit frustrating when you're playing off of TV. But when it's on TV, you're fine. There's no issues whatsoever. But overall, I'm really happy I actually picked it up. I've put lots of hours into it already. I don't know if I just have a quick look at it on the Switch itself. I can just tell you how many hours I put into it already if it tells me. It won't tell me because it's one I only played for a few days ago or something, so it wouldn't look annoying. Not yet. Maybe another couple of days that'll tell me. But yeah, it must be a few hours already. So, but yeah, I've still got a few characters to unlock. I'm playing through there's an extra mode. It's basically like a challenge mode.
Right.
It starts with the like maps from the original Zelda, for instance, is one of the maps, and it's divided into little squares for each part of the map. There's about 50 or 60 each map, and each one gives you like a scenario with a certain character and you've got to complete it, and you unlock extra items, extra heart pieces, and things like that going forward, and extra costumes as well. So there's a lot to it, and there's a lot to do, and there's like over 26 characters, I think it is, something stupid like that. I've only unlocked about 18 of them, and that's playing through the whole story so far and completing the whole story. So there's still a lot to do. I will try and unlock all the other characters. I did just unlock Tingle today, and the Tingle character is literally the same one from the Majora's Mask.
Yeah,
the creepy looking one from Majora's Mask.
The creepy looking one.
I mean, to be fair, he's creepy in every game, but the Majora's Mask one is particularly creepy altogether. He just looked very weird. So
I think I did quite like his model in Warriors, though. To be fair.
Yeah, it's very polished, definitely. But I think every character's design is excellent in this game. I think they definitely put their hard work into it. Some have said like the actual level designs are a little bit off sometimes in terms of display, but I think the actual idea of the arenas and where they're located is quite well done.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned with the Water Temple briefly, and Lake Hylia, they are literally remodeled and recreated as though they are a battlefield, and it's so nostalgic to go back into these areas. You can go as far as like the Zora domain onto the field, and then where you've got like the laboratory and the fishing hut on one side. So all those places you sort of see from Ocarina, you do see in this game. It's really nostalgia filled. If you're a Zelda fan and you haven't played this, you definitely need to pick it up and play it. But what more can I say of it? It's a great game. It's well worth looking into, and if you've not played it, pick it up. But it's one of those. I wouldn't say. If you unlocked everything in the first game in the Wii U, I probably would avoid it, because it's still a massive like, slugfest to unlock everything again. But it is really fun. It's a really good game. Yeah. So other games. I've been playing SteamWorld Dig 2. I mentioned last episode of the podcast. I've now finished that game.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was really good. It's probably one of the best like 2D platformers I've played in a very long time.
That's saying something.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the first game really big style when I had it on the 3DS, and I spent a lot of time on that. And for a game where you just dig rocks and hit a few enemies every now and then, it was pretty good. And the second one was much more well developed and in style and gameplay and story. It definitely did have some moments which really was like, oh, okay, that was a bit weird, but that works, kind of thing. It's very Metroidvania's like the fact you've got to go and get items to upgrade things and go around to the next areas and things like that. But at the same time, it is its own sort of game. It's not using that many ideas from other games. It is creating its own sort of ideas and things.
Yeah.
Like you're digging away, you'll find like a little hole which opens up into a separate level area, and it gives you options to complete get one item, get two items, or sometimes there's like hidden items in each of these sections, and depending on what you get there depends on how good your score is at the end of the game in terms of how much you've actually completed officially. It's certainly a good game for if you like to rush through games and complete them as quick as you can, because there is a speed through sort of element of that. Trying to 100% this game is pretty difficult, to be fair. There's so much to collect in this game. It's unbelievable. But overall, I think I would highly recommend picking it up on the Switch, because it plays so well and it looks so beautiful on both on the Switch itself and on TV mode. It is absolutely it's so much better than the first game in terms of graphically looking.
Right.
But people have been asking as well, do I need to have played the first one to play this one? No, you could quite easily go through the second one without playing the first one at all and have no issues with it whatsoever. It gives you the sort of story anyway. If you played the first one, you'd know who some of the characters are maybe, but other than that, you don't really need it. You could go through without them, kind of thing. It works out quite well that way. Yeah. It has a bit of a twist at the end in terms of what happens to the story. I won't spoil it for people, so you can go and pick up yourself and play it yourself. But yeah, I do highly recommend SteamWorld Dig 2 from Image and Form. Great company. I tweeted them to say thank you for the game. It was really good, and I got a tweet that blew up because of it. I had like 50 likes within a few days. I was like, what is going on here?
That's crazy.
Yeah, but Image and Form are a great company, and I do highly recommend checking out the rest of their games library. I've still got SteamWorld Heist I'm playing at the moment on the Switch as well, which was previously on the 3DS as well. But that one I've sort of still taking a bit of time to get into. It's very tactical kind of game and very tough as well. But it's well worth a look. Cool. There was one more game I wanted to quickly talk about, which I did sort of mention very briefly in the news section. Pokémon Quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Pokémon Quest is a free-to-play game which was added to the Switch this week. It's basically a mobile game where a mobile game you can download for free and play what you want. It's basically what you get if you add a mobile game with Pokemon and Minecraft. Is the best way I can sort of describe it. You start the game and you go to what's a Cube Island or something like that. So very similar to that. Cube World Island. And you go to it and everything's made of cubes. And that includes the Pokemon that live on here as well. There's like Pokemon are made of cubes. Cube character like Pokemon. Which is really very, very odd. Design wise, it looks really good. It's a good looking game, and it's quite funny to see these new characters, well, old characters made in a new way, and it's very interesting. The problem with this is it's not really much of a game. It's just like you go into a level and you've got a selection of up to 3 characters to choose in a team, and you enter the map, and all you have to do is watch your Pokemon beat up another Pokemon, and you don't even do anything. You just like stand around and wait to press a button that says whatever the Pokemon's moving. So, for instance, a Pidgey has Gust. You press Gust, it uses Gust. That's it. Yeah. You don't even control the Pokemon. You don't even move them. They move them on their own, and you just have to press the button at the right time. So it sort of time your button presses. And because of that, I just sort of thought, well, this is a bit rubbish, really. There's not a lot to it. But then I started collecting some of the Pokemon within, and I sort of found out why it was a bit more in-depth than it seemed. So each character has different moves, different abilities, and some of them are best used as front-facing attacking Pokemon. Some are better as support Pokemon in the background areas. So, for instance, I mentioned Pidgey because it has a move Gust. Pidgey's best as a character used from behind and throws the Gust in front of it, and then it does like a little twirl in a circle and does damage in that little circle. So if you use your move earlier than if you were right at the front of the things, you might get a few more like damage hits and things like that. And it's using that combination of different characters, of different Pokemon characters in different forms, that's going to sort of help you through the story and through the game. And I like the idea of the actual building the team and everything like that, but the actual gameplay aspect itself isn't that great. There's lots of like waiting for things to happen. For instance, you only get like 4 battles at the start for free, and then you've got a timer bar. You got to wait for it to refresh itself, which is like most mobile games do. You can only play up to this point, and then you've got to pay for this thing to make it unlockable. Which is kind of frustrating, really. But it's got its own little charm to it. It's not the best game I've ever played. It's definitely not the worst either. But at the same time, I think they could have done a bit better with it in terms of gameplay. But it's free.
Oh, yeah, I think it is because it's a microtransaction free game.
It is. It's supposed to be coming to mobile soon as well, so you can pick it up on your mobile and play it on there. But that just makes me think, why was it on the Switch in the first place? And I just don't understand it. It seems like it is definitely a mobile game altogether, and I just don't understand why they put it on the Switch, if I'm honest. So it's free, so pick it up and give it a go if you think you might enjoy it. If not, just don't bother.
Yeah, I'm not bothered. I remember, like, I think because that was the first game revealed on the night of Pokemon Pikachu and Eevee.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people originally thought that was the big Pokemon Switch game.
Yeah.
So they were really annoyed by that. When I first saw it, I thought, okay, yeah, that's just a spin-off. Looks alright, but not for me. So I haven't even bothered touching it yet.
No.
Nah.
I mean, it's a bit of fun for 5 minutes, but it's nothing more than that. I think it's kind of annoying, if I'm honest. A bit frustrated with it. In terms of other games I'm picking up, I'm not really sure. I've got the Crash Bandicoot pre-ordered. I'm waiting for that to come. Because it was 28 quid on base, I think it was.
That's a pretty good price, especially for a port of a PS4 game. That's
I thought it was a good price, and that's why I thought, why not? And I really did enjoy Crash Bandicoot originally when I was out, because it's just kind of nostalgia thing to me. But Crash Bandicoot Warped is one of the games I'd like fully completed when I was younger. It was one of the first I fully 100%ed, and I'd like to really try and do that again. I also want to try the horrible levels from Crash Bandicoot 1, like the new levels they made for the game, which were originally test levels.
I still have to try that one myself, I think.
Good luck with that. It's really tough. Really ridiculously tough. But other than that, there's not a lot else on. I'm not really looking at much else yet. Maybe I'll get convinced by something on the eShop and might end up buying it. But trying to save my pennies, trying to move out. So I'm trying to save my pennies at the moment. So we'll see how that goes. But, other than that, that's all done for my section. So
fair enough.
Matthew.
So I have been playing Sushi Striker: The Way of Sushido. The demo of it, not the actual product, because I'm not famous enough to get given a copy. This is actually crazy good. Like, I don't know. I'm struggling for words, as I usually do. I've got a bad throat. It's good. It's weird because I remember it being announced at last year's E3 to not much attention, actually. Mainly because I guess it was a 3DS title, especially on the age of Switch, where we want everything to be on the Switch. That did get blown under the covers. When it was announced it was coming to the Switch, I think in either the March or January Direct, I think that picked up a bit more steam. I was still a bit hazy on it myself. But then the demo came along. And it was just like, I saw a lot of buzz getting about it, whereas people on my timeline were like, "Oh yeah, this is the shit." I of course wanted to get on because I didn't want to try it. Generally wanted to try it on like the Pokemon Quest, and I really enjoyed it. Actually, for those that don't know, it's very weird. It's very stupid, but it's my kind of thing. So basically, the main story is that there's been a great sushi war, whereas one side wants all the world's sushi to itself, whereas the other side wants everybody in the world to taste the gloriness of sushi. It's very stupid, but it's my kind of thing that I could just sit back and relax and enjoy its stupidity.
It does sound very fun.
Yeah. As for the main gameplay, it's quite simple. Like, you just line up the same color plates of sushi, and so they line up.
It's a puzzle game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a pseudo. Yeah, it's a puzzle game with some fighting game elements. Not that much, but it's still quite interesting. So you stack up plates. The more plates you stack, the bigger your attack will be. So the more damage you'll do. And each colour have their own value, so like blue is like less valuable than the red lined plates, which are less valuable than the completely green plates. So there's definitely some value there. So it's not all just simply you want to try and get those higher end sushi stacks wants to do the most damage possible. That's the main gameplay. There's also a element of sprites, which is sort of like Yoko Watch element to it, where you can collect sprites, each with their own sets of sushi plates, which improve as you use them and they level up. And they also have their own special skills. So when you eat sushi, their special gauge, for example, when you use it, they have different effects. So, for example, Genrai, which is the first one you get, turns all of the plates on the screen to one specific colour, enabling you to just get one really stacked pile of plates for one big attack. There's another one, it's called, I can't remember the actual sprites, but its power is called Sweets Paradise, where it transforms every plate into sweets, which can be used to heal your health. So it's definitely exciting. The demo itself, I think it was a pretty good length in terms of like how many you could do, but I feel like there was still too many tutorials where you could only play like one proper match without getting taught every single rule in the book.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird, it's crazy. I think it definitely has the potential to be a cult classic, which I don't think we've actually had on the Switch yet. Like, I'd say probably in the levels of Elite Beat Agents on the DS, or Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE on Wii U, where the game itself is really good, but it may only have niche results and sales, which I wouldn't be surprised, especially in the UK, because it's very anime based. You know, you can see in the cutscenes, you know, it's too stupid, you know, but it's the fun kind of stupid, you know. That's the
best kind of stupid.
Exactly. Not like Sonic Forces, where it's just Knuckles saying, none of it is good factor, that's why it's called war. It's like, no, it's just pure-hearted, it's wholesome, it's charming. That's why I kind of like
Commander.
Yes, I may pick it up eventually. It's coming out, so this episode will probably be going up on the 4th, on YouTube at least. So it'll be out this Friday, Friday the 8th of June. It's just weird how it's snuck up. So yeah, maybe getting it eventually. Hopefully it's got a fair amount of content on there. But we'll have to see what reviews make of it. But yeah, definitely try out Sushi Striker. It's free. It's not too long of a demo either. Yeah. Definitely consider Sushi Striker. Don't sleep on it. I think Ever Oasis is one where I think it's in a similar boat. I think
got promoted by Nintendo. Looks quite good, but not necessarily what everything wanted. But
no.
It looks an interesting game actually. I do like puzzle games, so I might have to look at it myself. But
I think if you do like puzzle games, then yeah, definitely consider trying this. It's fun.
I mean, I've got Tetris Puyo on the Switch as well, which seems kind of similar in a way. It's cool. I'd like to give it a go. Maybe I'll try the demo.
You should have good time with it then. Good enough time.
Yeah.
The other one though, which is crazy how much has blown up, is Mario Tennis Aces.
Yes.
Over this past weekend, it had a free demo, so you could just play matches for like about the whole weekend. So from Friday to today, so I think it's probably closed by now. It's crazy good. Like, bloody hell. I think it's my first... I think, admittedly, with the Switch so far this year, it's been an alright year, but quite quiet. Like, January...
Not compared to last year, it's been quiet. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah. So January had nothing. February was Bayonetta 1 and 2. Wii U ports. March we had Kirby, which honestly, even as a Kirby fan, I was just kind of meh on. I still need to play it, but it hasn't really grabbed me.
Yeah.
April was Labo, which was a crazy experiment, but I'm not willing to splash that much cash on cardboard just yet. And then May had an alright month because we had Donkey Kong and Hyrule Warriors. Both Wii U ports, but I think they do benefit quite greatly from it. Speaking of which, I'm really tempted to just get Donkey Kong again. See like everyone raving about that again. Oh my god, I just kind of want to re-experience it. But with June, we got Sushi Striker on the 8th, and then Mario Tennis Aces only 2 weeks later. And I think this is the first month of 2018 in terms of Nintendo's first party output. Where I'm actually really, really excited, which has been a fair while. I think Mario Tennis Aces definitely has the potential to be possibly one of the best sports games on the Switch. Maybe one of the best Mario sports games ever. So, of course, it's tennis, you know, you could do the normal shots, lob shots, slices, drop shots. It's crazy how many options there are, but the common analogy I've seen is like it's pretty much a fighting game in disguise. Because if you remember when it was talked about in the directs, it was just going on about gauges and stuff, and everybody was kind of sleeping on it. Whereas it is actually a really big game changer. Yeah. So you build up your meter by like doing charge shots, so that's just holding down the button, at least when it comes to you. Because you can't move very far while it's charging up, so you could be charging for a shot on one side of the court, but then your opponent may just aim the shot for the other side, and then you can't really do much about it. Unless you do a trick shot, which goes a certain distance over the court. So if you manage to time it just right, you'll be able to hit a far away shot, which would be quite satisfying to pull off perfectly. So the zones, you could do it in either two ways. One way is defensively, where you could use it to slow down time around you. So that will enable you to hit really tricky shots quite well. But then the other one is for offensive use. So at times there may be a star underneath when the ball is about to land. So if you hit the R button, which is used to activate this zone things, you'll perform like a star shot, which allows you to directly aim where the ball is about to go. So if you do it just right, you could aim it to be just in on the other side of the court. Alternatively, you could aim it at the opponent for either a body shot or try to break their racket. So rackets actually act as lives. So rackets last for 3 hits. If all 3 hits, if the racket is hit 3 times, then that racket breaks, and then you win that point. If you run out of brackets, you actually win the match by a knockout.
Oh, okay.
So that's an interesting aspect of like, do you go for like get the ball out of the court until they can't reach it, or do you risk them being able to return the shot, but in return it provides you with the chance to break their racket. So it's quite interesting dynamic that, which I think can lead to some very crazy plays, which I've already seen for myself and on my Twitter timeline, which I need to upload some of my plays as well. Oh no, it's just, I don't know, and then of course you got the special shot when your meter's charged the whole way. You do like this really dramatic special shot, and it's pretty much the same as a zone shot, but you could activate it from pretty much anywhere on the court as long as the ball is on your side. And if you manage to hit your ball to your opponent, it breaks the racket instantly if they can't block it. So it's pretty crazy. It's nuts, but it's good. Thankfully, you do have like the classic rules if you do want to play that way as well. So without the charging and zone shots and stuff. So there's a purist way as well. But But yeah, it's just crazy how we went from Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, one of the most hated Mario Sports games, to Aces, which is probably becoming one of the most hyped up Mario Sports games.
Yeah, it's definitely really good.
Yeah,
I'll give it a quick go now.
yeah, it's. I think one of my initial fears was that I was worrying it would be a bit too streamlined because I remember, like, I think last episode I was talking about how Spike was a potential newcomer to the Mario Tennis series, which of course has turned out to be true. But through data mines, we've potentially found more potential newcomers. So there's potential for Diddy Kong, Birdo, Kamek, a lot of fan favourite actual Mario characters to be in Mario Tennis, which has me incredibly excited because it shows that they're actually putting in effort compared to Ultra Smash. So I think, I think I may get this. If not day one, really definitely sometime. Yeah.
Playing it now, it does seem really smooth and does play really well, and it looks beautiful.
I think the main problem, I think I've seen this a lot on my Twitter feed as well, is the lag, because it can be quite game breaking if either of you don't have that great of a connection.
Okay.
So your inputs are lagged way far behind. So like you may choose to go left, but your character will only go left like after 2 seconds, meaning that you actually missed a shot, and that's actually crucial in a game like this.
Yeah.
So hopefully it gets sorted by the full release, if not by the time Paid Online comes, because I think Nintendo will face a lot of backlash if they're charging for Paid Online and their online gives them stuff like this. So that's the thing I worry about. But yeah, other than that, I think I will be getting this, which I haven't, which is surprising because originally I thought it was like, okay, cool, Mario Tennis Aces. Yeah, another good one. But now it's like, oh my god, this could be the best Mario Sports game ever, which is nuts. I wouldn't be surprised if, not like, I wouldn't mind seeing like more it becoming an esport, to be honest, because I think like Jay Miller, who's one of the best Smash Brothers players in the UK, has been on the grind for the most points. And he had like something like 106 wins to like only 10 losses or something. And he's racked up so many points, it's crazy. So I am really curious to like how high level play is like in Mario Tennis Aces. It has been generally curious, which is surprising. But yeah, to be honest, that's all I've been playing, because the other thing I have been playing has been Overwatch on my new laptop, which has pretty much taken over my life again. I don't know why, but it does, because I love Overwatch. It's great. But I shouldn't be talking about it here. Aside from that, I haven't really played too much of note. Or at least, I haven't really played much that, like, people don't want to hear about, to be honest, like Danganronpa, Ultra Despair Girls.
Oh my god, he's got it again!
Yes, exactly.
Every time.
As well as Gravity Rush. Actually, technically, I could put on Danganronpa music now, because it appears in Night of the Crypto Dancer, which is on a Nintendo system, unlike Undertale.
It is on a Nintendo system soon, though.
Soon, but not right now, unlike Night of the Crypto Dancer, which is really good. I'm getting back into... It's a very on and off game, right? So it's very arcade focused. There's not really central story. It's very roguelike. You have zones. Each zone has like 3 floors randomly generated, sort of like the Pokémon Mystery Dungeon series. And then it ends with a boss battle. Yeah, I think I said it last time before, not much to report on. But if you do love rogue dungeon crawlers and rhythm games, then yeah, this is pretty much right up your street. That's pretty much it for what I've been playing. Not too much, but hopefully by the next time there will be more. Right. I think that wraps it up for the what we have been playing section, so let's move on to our big topic. So this is our next section, which is going to be dedicated entirely to E3. Of course, it is the time for hype and dreams to get answered and dreams to get crushed. All sorts of excitement going on at E3, but of course the company we're talking about is Nintendo. I think I'm going to start by saying I think this is going to be Nintendo's best E3 since I've been a proper Nintendo fan. So like, I started properly following, I'd say around about 2012, maybe 2011. And only properly knowing what E3 is until around about like 2012. Or at least probably caring around about 2013. So I think this will be like the best they've done, definitely since 2014.
Right.
Because last year was alright. You know, we had we had Mario Odyssey. The booth was really well done. We had a good amount of other games as well. The year before that was, of course, the massive Breath of the Wild blowout, which I think was pretty good. Because they didn't really have anything else planned. So I think they really knocked it out, just dedicating entirely to Breath of the Wild. And of course, we all knew the travesty that was E3 2015. But I think, going into this, I think we'll probably be looking at the best E3 in a fair while. Mainly because there is Smash. Sorry. I think that's the main takeaway here.
Just Smash. That's all we're excited for. Just Smash.
Oh no!
Nothing else.
But it's like, that's going to be the big takeaway, because it's like... So what's the plan? So they're doing the Treehouse Live thing again, which is really good.
Which is
that's
good.
Always been it's
been good every year, to be honest,
yeah.
Treehouse, hasn't it?
It's been consistent, that's the thing. It's been good. And they're doing the presentation like usual. I think we don't actually know what the presentation is going to be. I think it's going to be a Nintendo Direct branded one, because I think on the official site they did originally have it as Direct, but then it got took down and just replaced with a 3D presentation.
Yeah.
Which we haven't seen since 2013. 2014 and 15 we had the digital event, which I really enjoyed, because they had the sketches and they had the developer interviews. I thought that was really interesting. That's what I quite liked. 2016 of course had nothing, and then 2017 we had the Spotlight video, which is sort of like Direct, but just you know, it had a different style to it, definitely. So we could be seeing a E3 Direct. I'm not sure.
Yes. Probably will be a Direct, as they have been for the last few years. Hopefully we see a lot of things we haven't even seen yet. It'd be nice.
That's the thing, because we don't actually know that much after July. Like, we know Smash is a thing, and we now know Pokemon is a thing, but like,
you got
Smash,
Yoshi coming.
Yeah, Yoshi is coming. That's true, but we don't even know when. Fire Emblem, we know that's a thing, but we haven't even seen any of it. We just know it's been a thing for like a year and a half. But they've definitely confirmed. I think at the last investors meeting, they definitely said it was still on track for 2018. Aside from that, we don't actually know that much, do we?
It's very, very quiet, which is normally kind of weird.
So
I thought we'll at least have a schedule by now of what's set up, but it seems like they're trying to keep as quiet as possible so nothing's leaked out.
Yeah. Not even in the big Walmart leak that happened a while ago that leaked Rage 2.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So for that reason, I think it's definitely the biggest, because the only games going into it that we've actually seen something of have been Pokemon Let's Go, which I don't think will actually be in the presentation itself. I think that'll be in the Treehouse Live and stuff.
Might be a Treehouse thing to show off some of the parts of the game, possibly. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And something that Yoshi, and that's been pretty much it. I think it will be dedicated to Switch again, but I think there will definitely be time in the Treehouse Live for 3DS games. Yeah. Like, we still got the WarioWare Gold games, Luigi's Mansion, which for some God knows reason is coming to 3DS instead of Switch. Base prediction, I think it's going to be a good year. Definitely surprising. I think there's going to be a fair amount of surprises. Especially in terms of Smash. What say you?
Well, the only thing I really want is the date for Undertale.
Right.
And I'm expecting that to come at E3. It's a bit of a weird one at the moment because there's not really anything I could say I'm like massively up for at the moment. There's nothing that really sort of shines in my eye to say that I want to go and get it straight away, other than Crash Bandicoot, which I mentioned previously. But it's all going to be lots around like Smash Bros itself and what will be coming from that. But there's got to be some sort of links to other games to come, and I just don't know. I don't know what's going to happen really. I mean, this whole talk about Fortnite coming to the Switch in like leaks and things is kind of blown up all over the internet at the moment, and it seems to be taking over all the news. But in terms of like what I want to E3, I would love to see a Star Fox game, but I don't think it's going to happen. I would love to see. Do you reckon there'll be any more Wii U ports?
On the topic, right? Okay, so on the topic of Star Fox. We forgot to mention the Star Fox racing game.
Yes.
Retro, yes. So, do you think that's a thing?
There's been lots of things about an F-Zero game supposed to be coming out before this, and it never turned up. And I'm a bit worried this was another story off of that. That this is a basic idea that never seemed to come to fruition. I'd like to be surprised and see a space racer. That'd be quite interesting.
Right.
But at the same time, I think that racer is actually just a troll by someone, because in one of the DS Star Fox games, there's like a story where Fox and Falco retire from flying and go into the G0 racing in that game. And I think someone's just done a very, very subtle troll that it's an actual game and try to spread it as a rumour. But I'd like to be surprised. I'd like to see it. Have we not got enough of races with Mario Kart, though? That's the thing. I don't know if it's too soon for a game like that.
See, I think there's a chance this could be real, because I think I have seen some credible sources saying that it does look really good, like really, really good.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind it being true, because to be honest, I think this is where the future of Star Fox lies. Because Zero didn't really.
Racer.
Yeah, because I think the main core gameplay is very centered around like an arcade shooter sort of deal.
Yeah.
Which I don't think, especially for like a full-on game nowadays, doesn't really sell all that well.
Right.
So I think if they do want to branch out Star Fox to be like a bigger IP, I think stuff like the racing game may be the way to do it. But there's definitely like opportunities to make this unique. I do have to worry about F-Zero coming back, because people do want that series to come back.
Yeah.
And I do as well, because it would be nice to have like, I don't want a franchise be revived, sort of like Metro Prime 4. Sorry for all the sniffling this episode. I'm just. See, I am a bit worried, but I think it is true. I think we are definitely going to see Star Fox Racing game.
Wow.
Wait, no, actually, not definitely. If I did say that, I think there's definitely a chance.
So, I'm on Nintendo UK's website for coming soon, We've of course got Yoshi for Nintendo Switch, as mentioned. But Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes.
Oh, yeah. That, I think, that has a chance to appear in the Direct, actually.
I reckon so. It hasn't got a release date yet.
Definitely at the Treehouse.
Still says 2018 at the moment for that.
Yeah.
Dark Souls remastered is summer 2018.
Maybe a presentation, maybe E3 demo.
I think we'll see a bit of that actually. Yeah. Octopath Traveler's out next month.
I think we'll definitely see some more of that. Like one final trailer, definitely something on the Treehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is out next month as well.
At the Treehouse, there may be a small snippet in the presentation because it is just a port.
Yeah. Cool. As you've mentioned already, Mario Tennis Aces and Sushi Striker, which have demos available now. But they're both out fairly soon anyway, so I think it might be just like too soon.
And you've got the DLC for Mario Rabbids and Splatoon 2.
Of course, yeah. So other random name games on here, we've got The World Ends With You, which was one of the first games announced in the last Direct.
I'm actually hyped for that, yeah. I forgot about that one.
Flippin' Death was one you reviewed before for Wii U, if I remember.
No. That's an indie title.
Oh, indie title. Yeah.
So it may get an indie reel? Maybe, I'm not sure.
There's a few indies on here. SNK Heroines, Shakedown Hawaii, Arena of Valor, and Morphe's Law was the shooter, Mexican,
that was the thing.
Like Skulls, which hasn't been released, hasn't been seen for maybe a year.
Wow, yeah.
So that'd be interesting. See what they do with that.
I think we could be seeing indies during the Treehouse, but not the presentation. Yeah. Anyway, you said something about Wii U ports.
Yes.
I think there will definitely be one more Wii U port. And I hope to God it's the final one, because Wii U's just getting crushed of all its, identity, to be honest. It wasn't a great selling console, but, I want it to have some legacy.
Yeah. There's only a few games on it I'd like to see on the Switch now, I think, though. Mario Maker being one of the main ones.
I'd much prefer a sequel to Mario Maker, to be honest. I'd be fine with a port, but I'd much prefer a sequel to it.
I don't see why, though. I just don't see...
Yeah.
You could just add more to it.
That's a fair point, actually.
Yeah. I mean, you could... The design itself, using the Mario Paint-like style, seems to work quite well, so... I don't think I'd change that anyway.
The thing is, I think out of all the Wii U games, Mario Maker has probably, one of the best legacies.
Yeah,
Wii U, because that was, such a big thing on YouTube, in social media and stuff,
Yeah, definitely. So, it still is. It still is, to be fair.
Even though it was ported to the 3DS, I still think nobody really gave a toss about that one. So I think the legacy still holds. Whereas something like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the legacy doesn't really hold that much to Wii U, I feel, anymore.
Not many people are playing the Wii U version of that anymore, are they? So.
You still look back on it for what it did for the DLC, but then Deluxe just came along and be like, oh, we're just adding all the DLC and even more, As for what I want to see, I'd say Mario Maker has a strong chance of being the last port. Personally, what I want to see, though, in terms of Wii U ports, I want it to be either the Wonderful 101, which I don't think will have a chance, because I think Kamiya has expressed great interest in porting it to the Switch, but I don't believe it's even been greenlit yet by Nintendo, unless they're just lying. The other one then I want is Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Yeah, you've said this quite a lot now, haven't you? About this
because I think it's a very long game, as most JRPGs are, so I think it will be naturally on home with the Switch, with its portability. And I just want it to have another chance, So in the hope that this does go well, we do get a sequel because that'd be really neat to see.
I mean, you don't realise how many Wii U titles are now on the Switch, though.
Yeah.
It's such a how crazy amount of the games have been over. The only one there that might interest people is Mario Party 10, possibly, but I don't think it really worked without the
I think
without the Bowser locked up mode sort of thing. I don't think it would really work.
Mario Party 10 wouldn't be getting over.
Paper Mario Color Splash?
No, I don't think that'd get ported over. No.
Because everything else has pretty much been ported over by now, really. The main titles.
So personally, I wouldn't want to see many more, just so we can have its legacy and they can now focus on getting up all new games. But I am definitely expecting one Wii U port. That's all I'm saying. Not sure which one, and no, I'm not referring to Smash, because I think Smash will be a new game, just reusing the Wii U's assets.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. But we'll see with that one, won't we?
Yeah.
So what else would you like to see from Nintendo? If you could choose one specific game that you would like to see at E3, what would you choose?
Well, it's pretty much confirmed. Of course, it's not actually confirmed, but we know we're getting Fire Emblem, which is, aside from Smash, is the one I'm looking most forward to out of the ones we know going in.
Yeah.
I want to see what that's going to be like. What form that would take. If we'll go back to the classic ones, like what Echoes did, or if we'll keep up the waifu trend, like in Heroes, Awakening, and Fates. Firstly, I'm playing the way. I just want to see what it's like. As for games, I'm not sure. Of course, there's I'd love it if they just on the side or on the treehouse or something, or during the third party sizzle reel, they just show that Danganronpa's coming to Switch. Or personally,
God damn it, Danganronpa!
because it's started on the PSP, so it makes sense being on a portable console. Or Persona 5, which I would love on the Switch, mainly because that would strengthen the chances of the main protagonist, Joker, getting into Smash, which I actually wouldn't mind, but that's just me being greedy.
So on Nintendo's website for featured games for Wii U, most of them have been ported now, apart from Tokyo Mirage Sessions, Star Fox Zero, Paper Mario Color Splash, and Super Mario Maker. The others all on there, apart from and Twilight Princess as well. The rest of them have all had sequels or have had the upgrade onto the Switch now. So I reckon you could probably find one of them coming to if there's any other Wii U ports to come. It's got to be one of them. I would have thought, but
very true.
I know Tokyo Mirage Sessions did have its sort of audience to it, and it's quite an enjoyable game.
Yeah. But Star Wars Wide is bombed, so that's the thing. I'm wondering is they won't want to revisit that,
If they could get a cheap port onto the Switch, though, I think they might do it.
Maybe.
There's nothing to say they couldn't do it for all the games on the Wii U now, though, and it's just it seems so sad that Wii U is just like a basically husk of what it was, and
that's
they're basically They're re-releasing all the games again and onto the Switch, and if you've not played them before, okay, fair enough, but the problem is lots of us have played these before because we had the Wii U, and we seem like we're just sort of going back to it again.
Well, that's fine because it's on the Switch, it's a much bigger audience, so it would reach the sales it deserves.
It's not so bad if it's an online game because you get a bit more audience back into it, but like Mario Kart and Splatoon have done really well out of it. But it's just why do we really need a re-release of Captain Toad? I just don't get it myself.
Captain Toad is admittedly quite a strange one. I don't mind it, but to put it to the 3DS as well, that's a bit strange.
Yeah, I've not seen anything of the 3DS version of that yet. I'd like to see some gameplay on the 3DS. see how it plays, but maybe it uses some 3D features, you know.
Yeah, as for new games though, that's a bit hard because you really don't know what to expect to pop up. But even then, it's like, what do I even want?
Hmm.
That is a hard one.
Metroid Prime is the only
But
one
I'm
I
not. Yeah,
really
that's
want
a
now,
fair one.
and I'm suspicious it's going to be pushed into next year now.
I think Prime 4 does have a chance of being a 2019 release and not
Yeah.
2018.
I
But
don't see them pushing Smash Bros. And Pokemon with Metroid as
yeah,
well at
that's a fair
Christmas. I
point.
just don't think. I think it'd be too much. But
Yeah,
who
I
knows?
think I don't know. It's hard because the only things that I can safely say I want are pretty much ports. Because I
Yeah.
actually don't really have that much of an idea. Like, of course, I've dreamed games like a sequel to Kirby's Dream Course or something stupid
Hmm.
like that. But other than that, I actually don't really know what I want.
I think, like I said from the start of the first year, we've been really spoiled to have a new Mario and a new Zelda game out so
Yeah,
quickly.
and then
I
this
think
year we're
just
getting the first Pokemon on home console
yeah,
and what could be the optimum Smash Brothers ever.
yeah. I
Because
mean, there's some great titles on the
yeah,
Switch now, and it's like, what more can you do
mm,
other than maybe release older games somehow, or tell us what's going on with this online system a bit more? And
I
it's
think
just like it's frustrating.
yeah, I would like some more updates on the actual Switch itself, like getting themes, getting Netflix, Crunchyroll,
Oh
stuff like
yeah,
that. That's the thing I
definitely.
kind of want to
Yeah,
see, as well as more stuff about the online system. Even if it's confirmation that, like, oh yeah, the actual infrastructure would work much better once this is launching. It's like, okay, that's cool. Um, the thing is, um, I just don't want to. It's weird because, of course, I have like a lot of wants, but it's kind of like hard to say what I actually want, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
You know, the thing
I
is,
think
it's like,
we've just been spoiled so much, and it's been
hmm,
so great, and it's just like now what do we want? We don't know. So
exactly. Like, pretty much, like, we've got like honestly DLC. I would be up for that. That'd be quite cool. Um, but it's
mm,
like, I just want to see what's coming. And just be hyped for it as it's releasing because I generally wouldn't have a clue. Um, of course, for hopes, I could always hope for some more third-party ports. Like as I said, Danganronpa, Persona 5, two of my favorite games of all time, probably. You know, that'd be cool to see. I think there were rumblings of Nier Automata, but let's put all the other games aside and talk about Smash if you want. No, because Emily Rogers did come out, I think on a Discord server or something, and did say Sakurai is looking to make this like the ultimate Smash title. Um, I think
yeah.
we'll be getting. So I think the presentation will start with Smash Brothers with a new character, and Sakurai just talking about it, and then it will end with another new character trailer. And then during the Smash Invitational, we'll definitely get some more info and a new character. So I think there'll be 3 new character trailers over the course of E3.
Um,
That's what I'm thinking.
we'll get one in the presentation,
Yep.
and then we'll get an amiibo to go with it because amiibo is not dead.
Do you think
And
we could be seeing like a completely new line of Smash Amiibo?
yeah, I do.
So like one for every character again?
Not a complete new line for every single character. But I think any new characters that get added will definitely have an amiibo with them. And I think there'll be a contract agreement somewhere with third party characters to make sure they all get into the amiibo line.
The thing I find weird about that though is like if it's not all the returning characters as well, then I wonder if the poses are going to be same as well, going from Wii U to Switch. So like
Hmm.
Shulk, if he does return, which I hope he does, would he still be in that like jumping pose again, or would he have a completely new pose? Because you have a completely new pose, and I think there has to be another amiibo for that pose.
Do you think they'd have Shulk though, or they have this new person from the new game?
I think. See, there's been a lot of debate because there's Shulk from the first Xenoblade, right? Then you got Elba from Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Which was released back in 2015, and then you got Rex and Pyra for Xenoblade 2, which released late last year. Which Sakurai has said he's really liked. One of his favourite games in the wild, even. But the thing is, because I think Sakurai decides the roster at the start of development, and development must have started around about mid-2016.
Maybe.
Judging from the fact that like someone did come out and say Bandai Namco is working on it, and that he worked on like texturing and rendering and stuff, but he left the company in like 2016.
Yeah.
So that's when it must have started, which I can see because that Sakurai is definitely working on this. You know.
How do you know?
He said. Thankfully, he's like having healthier working habits than before. Right. So I'm really happy for that. That's like the best news about Smash. But yeah, I'm definitely staying up for the Smash Invitational. There's no way I'm gonna.
They probably announced the characters there, won't they?
Exactly.
They normally do these events for that sort of thing, don't they? So, or some sort of mystery announcement somewhere. But maybe a game mode within the new game. I don't know, but
maybe. I think with Smash, what I want it to be is like, I don't know. It's weird. Because one of the shoutouts I have is from RelaxLX, who did a criticism of Smash Wii U, and basically talked about why it was underwhelming for him. So, for example, like all the different modes, but they don't really have much substance to them. So my big one for the new Smash is a story mode, like Subspace Emissary.
Yeah.
Because it was just so cool having all the cutscenes of the characters together, seeing them interacting. Made it all worthwhile. By the end of it, you had unlocked every character. That was cool. So I personally would love the story mode to return. That's like, if they literally had it pretty much just be a Wii U port with all the 3DS content as well and the story mode tacked on, then yeah, I'd be happy with that. But I don't think that is going to be the case. I think there will definitely be a fair amount on.
I don't think it'll be happening myself. I think it's just too much hard work to put that in place and as an extra mode. It's quite a hefty part of the game, isn't it? So
that's true.
And the fact that they're so focused on getting other characters in the game and expanding that whole series of each character, they got to work on every single character model and character poses. I think there would just be so much into that game. It'd be so difficult to do. But yeah, we might be surprised. They might include it this year and say, we had 1 year off and this year we'll have a story mode. But it's
even as DLC, it was
probably the best part of the Wii version one. To be honest, it was definitely.
That's the one I have most memories with.
Best parts.
Yeah. As for characters, I think they're going to be revealed.
Sans from Undertale.
No.
Everyone keeps hyping Shovel Knight, don't they? And I just think I'd love to see Shovel Knight in there.
I'd love to see, but I have to admit I don't. I think he definitely has a chance. I think if it is going to be an indie rep, I think it is going to be Shovel Knight.
Yeah, it's got to be, isn't it? He's in every other game on the planet. So.
That's for characters I think that are going to be shown off at E3. I wonder if they are going to confirm that, like, everybody from Smash 4 is coming over. I do wonder if they're just going to come out with that. That being said, I think we'll definitely see...
Wolf and Ice Climbers come back.
I think I can see Ice Climbers getting announced again. I think Wolf will be coming back. I don't know.
Anyone else?
It's weird.
Who else? A Nintendo character. Anyone?
They said UI. I think they said UI will be the Pokemon rep. I think.
The Decidueye would be pretty cool, but he's in the other one, isn't he? The old Pokemon.
Yeah, that has been something that has been thrown around. That Sakura doesn't want to clash with that idea.
Yeah, I don't think they'll put that guy in, but maybe if there's this new Pokemon mentioned, I don't know, because apparently there's a new Pokemon to be added to the Pikachu Eevee game, so maybe there'll be some sort of link there.
Sure, to be honest. I think Decidueye is definitely the safest choice, I think.
It might be a Pokeball add-on, because they might have another whole couple of generations to add to that now.
That's true.
Smash trophies as well, if they bring them back. Do you think there are any other extras?
That's it. I think Takamaru is going to be revealed during E3.
Waluigi?
I wouldn't mind saying Waluigi, because he has gained a massive following now.
I've got to tell you, yesterday I was in the bookmakers, and there was a horse running called Dr. Waluigi.
I saw that.
And I'm like, wow, we've got to follow this horse from now on. I'm going to keep you all updated every time I see it running. I'll tell you how bad it is, because it's Waluigi. So, yeah, he's going to win.
Yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up. I just think
it's not much more than speculation at this point is the problem, isn't it? And
it's weird because you can't predict anything, but now I'm I don't know what I actually want.
And at this point, there's so many people putting rumours out that you don't know whether they're real or not. And if there's screenshots of this is the new Pokemon game, and this is the new whatever game, and you don't know whether it's real or not. It's until it comes out.
That's the thing. People do complain about leaks, and that's fine. But if it's a title, then yeah, I would be annoyed of the initial surprise, but I still have to see an action, Yeah. Whereas compared to the Smash 4 leaks, where the entire roster was revealed, and yeah, that was kind of bullshit.
Yeah. There was a couple of people that mentioned a few things to us. About E3.
Thanks for reminding me.
So Gary Gray for Flat Cat Gamer. Mm-hmm. He said he wants Metroid to be 2019. He wants Fire Emblem to be 2019. Yoshi for October, and he wants Skyward Sword HD.
Alright. So I think Metroid will be 2019. I don't think Fire Emblem will be delayed. I could see
it'd be cancelled and thrown away in the bin.
The entire Star Fox franchise. Yoshi. Yeah, that's right. I said it because that's how it is. Fire Emblem Heroes is the best not the best selling, but the best profitable mobile game for Nintendo. I think definitely more so than Animal Crossing, which is weird. Anyway, Jack, you may want to pick up the jaw again.
That's where Fire Emblem should be, on mobile, not on Switch.
How dare you?
Ha!
Or at least they're saying that Fire Emblem has a future. Anyway.
Or the free-to-play
Yoshi. Yoshi for October. I could see that. I think.
Yeah, I reckon so. Something around there, anyway.
It depends. I think I could.
There's no game confirmed yet for October for Nintendo, so it would slot in well.
Then what about Smash?
September.
That's true.
If Pokemon's come in November, then there needs to be a December game. So
yeah.
It's either December or September.
Yeah, I think the general consensus is that they don't want Smash competing with Pokemon. Because they did that once. They did that with the Wii U release with Pokemon Aurus. They both released on the same day.
They did, yeah.
So that'd be murder on people's wallets.
It's Christmas though.
Skyward Sword HD though, I'd be down for that because of course Skyward Sword does mean a fair amount to me. So I wouldn't mind revisiting it to see if it does hold up to my memories.
It does mean something to me actually.
Right.
It's the worst 3D Zelda game there is. That's what it means to me.
I believe that this honour goes to Majora's Mask. That's right, I said it.
Majora's Mask is amazing.
It's still good, but I don't know. I just didn't like Majora's Mask as much.
It's dated. It has dated, but Skyward Sword was just, it's just awful.
It was good. Skyward Sword was good. You guys are just mean.
It's just memes and like awkward swinging of your sword around, like with your controller everywhere the whole time. No. You might get ports of Twilight Princess and Wind Waker maybe. But
I wouldn't mind that, but they're ports of remasters, you know.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say no, but I'd much rather like a HD remake of Skyward Sword, you know.
Nah. I mean, Only Baloney also says no Zelda news, sad face. So, does that mean you think there's not going to be any Zelda news whatsoever?
I think there must be something. I
believe the 3DS game is an actual thing, still coming. Yeah. But we're waiting to see on that.
I actually think there is definitely some legitimacy to that. I definitely push that word.
Yeah, you did.
I think there's definitely some merit to that, because that is actually genuinely sound idea. Especially want to just wrap up the 3DS, but like there's still supporting the bug into 2019.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There are people that still play 3DS, and there are people.
No, but it's like
I've been saying
in a
this.
time where you have HD gaming on the go, the only benefit the 3DS has anymore is the dual screens.
Captain Toad.
But you have that on the Switch as well.
But you have it on the 3DS as well.
The Switch version is going to sell more.
Well, obviously, but you still get some sales on the 3DS version.
There will definitely be some sales, but it's like, I don't know. It's weird.
Curiosity and how they do it. So, anyway, shall we move away from E3 for now and just say I really look forward to what happens at E3. I hope we get all the games we want. Yay!
E3 is going to be lit. You know, it's going to be the best. I can't wait for it.
I think this is probably going to be really low key, actually.
Really?
The developers. I don't think there's going to be as much announced this year as previous years, but we'll wait and see. Maybe I'll be surprised. So.
Like, it's important not to get my expectations up, but I mean, we actually don't really know that much going into the latter half. Even the games that we know are coming, we don't even know much of those said games.
I mean, the big release announcement the last couple of days is Bethesda with Fallout, but whether that will be on the Switch or not is another matter.
Bethesda have been very supportive of the Switch, so I wouldn't be surprised. So E3 properly starts on the Saturday. Not properly starts, but like it theoretically starts on Saturday with EA's conference, which I'm not sure I want to torture myself with again.
Oh, it was awkward last time, wasn't it? It was really awkward.
It's always awkward with EA, though. It's EA.
The presenters are really like, yeah, we're your best friends and stuff. And
yeah.
No, you're not. So, simple as that. Yeah. Right. I'm looking forward to it. It's always fun to watch it, even if it is some really awful announcements. But we just laugh at it and enjoy it. So, it'll be good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Don't panic. It'll be fine.
Should be good. I'm not panicking. Right, so that should end it for this section, so let's move on to the next section. So this is the final section of episode 52, with a very sick and bedridden Matthew.
Poor man.
So, Shoutouts, do you want to go first?
Yes, we have Isaac Walter, who is Isaac Walty on Twitter. He asks thoughts on whether the new Pokemon game is going to be a success or a flop. We pretty much already answered that, didn't we?
Yeah, I actually already brought up this question when we were talking about it. It's like just go over again. Yeah, it's going to be a success. No way it's going to be a flop. I think it will definitely be a success commercially. Definitely the casual audience, but I think it may have a harder time within the core community. maybe with reviewers, it may be somewhat of a success with reviewers because it is Pokemon, but
I'm quite excited for it, and I think overall, I think it will be a success and will get its sales at once. But you are right to question whether the gameplay itself is going to be up to what the standard we want, and whether it be as interesting if it's got the Pokemon Go stuff in it constantly. But I like like I said, I like the battle mechanics in it, and I like the fact that you got some other cool features like co-op play and stuff like that in there. So hopefully there's enough in there to keep us busy, and we just need to know if there's anything post game as well, or if there's get anything extra at the end to carry on and keep playing. So, but yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts. Pretty much successful. Mm-hmm. Matt thinks it's successful, so there's your answer, Isaac. Successful. So I think we'll be fine. I think we're going to be very successful.
Yeah.
So, cool.
All right.
That's pretty much our only question, wasn't it? So.
Shoutouts, do you want to go first?
I can go first. I've only got 2 this week. First shout out is to Loader. He is a musician on YouTube who does mainly 8-bit music remixes.
Yeah.
He's got loads of new Switch games. Taking the music and turning it into 8-bit tunes. For instance, he's got Mario Odyssey. Splatoon. His Splatoon tracks are incredible. They really are really good, and I've kind of had one to the end of this podcast, so you can have a listen to it at the end. So cheers, Loader. I've added him on Switch as well, so we played a few games of Splatoon, and he's pretty cool. So thanks to that dude. Also a big shout out to Phil Myth from Nintendo Village, and also his own YouTube channel, Phil Myth. He does every Sunday. He puts a new video out on his channel, and it goes onto Nintendo Village as well. And they're always really well quality made videos. So I thought I'd just give him a quick shout out and share the love, as we say. So go and check his channel out on YouTube at youtube.com/filmif, and also on youtube.com/Nintendo Village. So there we go. Enjoy. Matthew, who's your shout-outs for?
My shout-outs are to fair people, which I don't know personally, although I would love to one day. Hopefully to get some on the podcast soon, but I doubt it. This first one is another musician, which I have definitely talked about before, Insane on the Rain Music. He does bloody phenomenal jazz covers of video game music. His latest one was jazz rendition of Coconut Mall from Mario Kart Wii.
Nice.
Which, oh my god, it just, didn't know the track was that good. It's honestly a banger, like, so many of his are bangers, like, Can You Feel the Sunshine from Sonic R.
Oh yeah.
That was a really good rendition. Meat Channel Theme, that's a classic. But yeah, he's very good. He's on YouTube, but you can also find his music on iTunes and Spotify. I listen to him on Spotify. Definitely check him out. He's very good. He's on the on and up in terms of musicians. Let me see. He's at almost at 200k. I thought he was at 200k, but clearly not. So it's clearly a issue that we need sorting out.
Yeah, how about?
What else? Relax Alex is another one, who I've been a fan of for a fair while, but his latest one was on Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, and his honest opinions on it. I think he did it in a very good way. He brought up constructive points on how it was underwhelming, but he also brought up good points as well as injecting his own unique sense of humour into everything. And apparently he worked really hard on it, and I think it paid off. Really good. Other characters. John Cartwright, who's famously become a game explainer as of late. He does a tremendous series on Game Explained called Under the Superscope, which takes a look at games and breaks down what makes them good or what makes them not as good. So, for example, the latest one is on Pokemon Yellow, and if that's the definitive for Gen 1. I still need to watch that. But another one may be looking at how Super Mario 64 DS is actually an inferior version to the original. Stuff like that. It's just really good stuff. And the same could be said about Mark Brown's Gamers Toolkit, which is another essay-type video series. It was very good. You can learn a lot about game design from both of those series. So definitely check out Game Maker's Toolkit as well as Under the Superscope. Both are very good and informative series if you do want to learn more about game design.
Nice. And we have all those links in the description, so if you do want to check them out, they're all in there for you right now. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Wraps it up, I think, for this very sniffly episode. I'm sorry. I just wanted to do this episode for good because
we needed to do a pre-E3 and we did it.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Even though we didn't really have many predictions, we just talked about E3 and how we can't actually predict anything.
Literally can't. There's nothing. We don't know what's going to happen. So we'll just find out when it's there. So best pre-E3 episode ever.
So I don't know what to say at the end. You can find Nintendo Podcast System on YouTube, on iTunes and Podomatic. Are we still looking forward to getting it on Spotify?
I'm trying. I've uploaded it to their people just to confirm it. I'm still waiting for confirmation. Could take weeks, could take months, depends on when they accept it. So hopefully very soon.
Imagine getting it on Spotify. That'd be lit.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Definitely.
What else?
Where can I find you, Matthew?
You can find me on Twitter at Acegibbo, ACEGIBBO. That's my prime place for opinions and stuff, and to update if I ever do get my own rating place on my own. Jack, where can people find you?
They can find me at youtube.com/Gawny7789. That's GAWNY7789. I uploaded a video all about the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu trailer. It literally got copyrighted as soon as I put it up, but I basically said, can you sort that out please, YouTube? And it's now freely available to watch. So if you do fancy checking out the trailer, and if you haven't seen it yet, go have a look at my channel. I've got it on there, and I'll talk through it as we go through some ideas for the game as well. So yeah, that'd be cool if you could check that out for us. Any shares always appreciated. Mm-hmm. Like to retweet it on there. You can also find me on Twitter at Gawny7789. Come and chat to me about anything like Nintendo gaming or anything in your day. I don't mind. Just send dogs is all I can say. Send dogs. That's fine.
Dogs are great.
Cool. Dogs are great. Send dogs. Pictures of dogs.
Social media wise, you can find Nintendo Podcast System on Twitter at NPodcast System, as well as Facebook, which I'm not sure is a good service anymore because of all that kerfuffle a couple months ago.
Yeah, still on it. I did upload the video from my channel onto my Facebook page at facebook.com/Gawny7789. It's also on the End Podcast System Facebook page as well if you can't get on it on YouTube, so check it out there.
Right. That pretty much wraps it up for episode 52. Playing us out is Loader's remix of Muck Warfare from Splatoon 2.
Yeah, it's a great tune.
So you'll probably be hearing that around about now. I'm not sure. I'll put it in somewhere whilst editing. Apologies for my voice and sniffling and all sorts this episode. Not being too great, but hopefully by the time I recharge, then I'll be back in full action to
I'm going to tell you all about E3.
Exactly. So you have that to look forward to for another 3 hours. Anyway, so I have been Matthew Gibson. Thank you all so much for listening to the Nintendo Podcast System, and happy gaming.
Happy gaming!